Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm finally making a video to give you guys a little update about what went down as far as my NCLEX. So I finally was able to schedule my NCLEX, in which I had decided that I wanted to take it April 25th. So I was actually going to take it April 25th, but I went to go do an interview and I got a job offer. So I was basically told that I needed to take the NCLEX way earlier than I had anticipated. So I actually moved my date up to March 12th. And as you know, today is March 23rd. So I'm here to talk about how it went, what I used, and a little bit of what's going to happen next. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys know what it was that I used to study. Obviously, I passed my test, guys. I passed the NCLEX. I feel so happy, so relieved, so excited to start this new chapter in my life and this new journey, obviously. After nursing school, you want to be done with studying. And anyways, don't want to make this video too long. So the things that I used to study for the NCLEX was UWorld, Simple Nursing, and I kind of dibble and dabbled into Mark Klemick is his name, I believe. So basically what I did, okay, let me just explain this, okay? NCLEX is different for everybody. Everybody gets shuffled questions. Just because somebody has more of something doesn't mean that you're gonna get it, and just because someone has less of something doesn't mean that's gonna be the case for you. Everybody gets different questions, like I said. The way you study is really up to you. I know that even for myself, I was trying to find ways to see like how other people studied or what they used. Everybody in my class that graduated with me, they all decided to use UWorld because we were all told by everywhere that we went that UWorld was such a good source, and which it is, because obviously UWorld, if you guys don't know, it's like about 2,000 questions, practice questions, and then it brings like an assessment. So basically, like, depending on how long you want to use the program for, like they have a 1 month, they have a 3 months, and I think they have like a 6 month. I did the 3 months because after I graduated, I wanted to go on vacation, I wanted to relax, and as well I wanted to take my time, because using UWorld, first of all, is very time consuming. Like, you're gonna sit there and actually try to take these practice exams, and they take really, really long. So literally, I will do 75 questions plus review the ones that I got wrong, look at the rationales and all that, and that would practically take up my whole day. So I would wake up early, be up like at 9, get my coffee, get something to eat, and sit here and literally study till like 10 at night. I would literally study like 10 hours, 7 hours, just depending. I mean, in the beginning, I was taking my time. But then when I knew that I had to actually move my day up because I really, was interested in this job offer, I was like, all right, I really need to like sit down. So basically, I finished all the 2,000 questions. I definitely redid all the incorrect when I was done. I obviously would take notes. I feel like there were times where I had to type my notes because it was just too much to write and it took too much time. Once I started, I started doing questions every day. Like when I tell you, I would wake up and do questions all day until I fell asleep, over and over and over and over. And then once I like knew the majority of the information, so I wasn't just guessing here, like I knew how to answer the question. I was still a little bit off with pharmacology, and I was still a little bit off with some of the diseases, right? So I was like, all right, I need to understand what I'm reading, and I need to understand why. Obviously the rationales help, but it only gives you a certain amount of information. So back when I was in nursing school, I definitely used Simple Nursing. Simple Nursing, they use these great videos to explain certain diseases, treatments, signs and symptoms. Amazing like visuals, which I love. It's like a 20-minute video. So what I did was, once I finished all the questions and I started getting like 70s and up on all my practice exams, I was like, okay, now I'm going to focus on the diseases that I'm a little, right? So I would go on Simple Nursing and I would look up like heart disease, cardiac, like, MIs, stuff like that. And then once I would go over the video, I'll type my notes, and then I would go into UWorld and go to that specific like cardiovascular questions only. And then I would like, test myself on how much I knew and how much I learned just based off of those videos. And those videos are so great because, again, it tells you what the disease is. It tells you signs and symptoms, and it tells you the treatment, so the pharmacology part as well. And they also show you mnemonics in order to like help you remember these things, which again is great. So you have everything that you need literally in one video. Not only that, but they also give you tips like, oh, the NCLEX usually asks this, or like, be cautious to remember this, and this is a constantly asked question. And like I said, it's not a possibility that you're gonna get asked that, because everybody gets different stuff, right? So that's what I did. Towards like the last week or a little bit before that, I was just focusing on the stuff that I didn't remember, or like I needed to brush up on. So that way I understood the disease, I understood the signs and symptoms, I understood, stuff like that. So once I did that, my test, like I said, it was March 12th. When I scheduled it, it said the time of 12 p.m. And then for some reason, it just changed to 3 p.m. So on the day of the NCLEX, I went there. I was like 2 hours early. I had forgotten my mask, so I actually went to Target to buy one. Whatever. And then I still had like an hour to kill. Obviously, I had already ate. I had already had my coffee. Like, it's 3 p.m., my exam, like obviously I did all these things. So I'm just sitting in the parking lot, just like waiting for my test. And, obviously, like, I'm nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I hope that I studied enough. I hope that, I know enough to pass. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, do I really want to not pass and study for 45 more days? Because I was just like totally dreading that. I was like, that's not something that I want to do. I was so exhausted. Like, my brain was literally fried. I just didn't want to continue studying. I was so over it. So before I went into my exam, I started listening to Kanye West, Through the Wire. I started listening to a lot of like motivational songs, and to kind of like motivate me. And the reason why, I just want to like a little backstory here. So the reason why like Kanye in particular, like, first of all, Kanye was born on the same day as me. We're both Geminis, same day. And I feel like he's so much like me in a way. He's very passionate, very ambitious, very, he believes that he could do anything. And that's how I feel with myself. And I would hope that all you guys feel the same. And it's such a, how do I say this? It's such a proud moment for me to pass my NCLEX. Because like I come from a background, my parents are immigrants, and it hasn't always been the easiest, like coming here. My parents from a whole different country, they barely know English, trying to make ends meet and making sure that I had everything, my sister had everything, and they were able to give me what they couldn't have, with the little bit that they did have. And just to be the first person in my family to be a nurse, and to not only that, but this is my second time in school, right? I did the accelerated program and all that stuff, and to actually do everything, actually finish, actually do it and pass, and be able to tell my parents, like, all these sacrifices that you guys did for me was not like for no reason. Like, I did that. Like, you guys came here so I can go to school and be a better person and have a better life than you guys did, to change the cycle. And that way my future kids and their future kids are able to, get out of this low, cycle of just like repetitive. Because, like when you come from another country, they don't have a lot of money, they do what they can. And to have them come here and have me be what they've always dreamed of me doing, which is like having my career and being good and being okay. And that's very, very like important. And I know a lot of people feel that way. I know a lot of you guys feel that way. You want to make your parents proud because they've done so much for you, and they've sacrificed so much for you. And the little bit that they have, they like give it to you, so that way you won't need anything in life. And like I'm really grateful for my parents. I'm really grateful for my friends and everyone who never treated me any different before I was a RN. Because a lot of people, when you're a nobody, they treat you different. And then when you start getting this career or this title, then they start to like treat you a little bit different. So what I'm saying is, I say that to say this: don't ever let anybody or any situation stop you from what you want to do. And I knew that nursing, of course I love nursing. Like, there was a situation in my life that occurred with a family member where they almost died and were in ICU for 4 months. And that's how me loving nursing happened. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about none of that. It was just me being there for 4 months, helping my loved one, and falling in love with nursing and seeing these nurses care for their patients and my loved one 24/7. Because once we went home, they were there taking care of them. And, I wasn't there to care for them. So the fact that they were there caring for them 24/7, and they were able to give us information, how they're doing, and you start to like really, I really appreciated what nurses did. And that's what made me want to do it. So, nursing is extremely difficult. It was so hard. It's so hard. Like, even the NCLEX, it was really difficult. Like, there was times where I felt like, what? What are you asking me? Like, what is this, And I was just praying. I was like, oh my God, I hope when I hit next, like, I'm all right. My test finished, like, it stopped at 93 questions, which, to be honest, like, I was like, oh my God, I failed. Like, I was like, I'm done. I was like, now I gotta start thinking about, like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna, like, pass this test? Like, oh my God, like, it was, nursing school itself is such a trauma. It's such a roller coaster. You always feel like, oh my God, am I smart enough? Am I good enough? Am I gonna make it? Like, am I a failure? And then you graduate, and it's like kind of the same thing, because now you have to deal with the NCLEX, and it's so much. Oh my God, like, your mental health with this whole like process is like crazy. Anyways, so Past the NCLEX, like I said, I used Simple Nursing, UWorld, writing notes, mostly typing, and just try to really understand the diseases and go over the practice questions, and you guys should be all right. And obviously during the test, take your time, eat well, listen to motivational music, have confidence in yourself. Also, when did I know I was ready for the NCLEX? I didn't. It was just a matter of I got this job offer, like I said, and I was like, all right, I need to like really, stop taking my time and really like, it came to a point where I was like, all right, like I'm kind of overstudying, like I just want to get it over with. But you're never gonna feel like you know enough, right? And I have a friend who's in my class, and she graduated as well and passed the NCLEX. I kind of asked her for advice. I was like, okay, like I'm taking my test in a few days, like any last minute tips? She's like, listen, you're never gonna know everything. It's literally too much information. Just go in there, do your best, and you got this. And I was like, all right, let's do this. And I passed, thank God. I definitely did the NCLEX trick because I was like losing my mind. And even still, I was still, even when I got the results, I'm like, that says pass, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Are you guys seeing this? It says pass, right? I took a picture of it. I looked at it like 50 times. So, anyways. So, update on what I'm about to do. So, basically, I went on an interview. I got a job offer. So, what I'm doing is residency. And I don't know if you guys know about that nurse. So she, some big thing is going on with her where she's might be facing 12 years because a patient died under her care when she gave her the wrong medication. And it's very unfortunate because, obviously RNs are the last line. So it kind of puts things into perspective how important and how much of a responsibility as a nurse you have. That everybody's potential mistake or whatever the case may be, it's gonna fall on you as a RN, right? So if you're looking to get into this, do know this is a very, 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 like, you have to be very on point with your stuff, even if you've been doing it for years, because one simple mistake could lead you to face criminal stuff, which is not what you want to do, especially when you work so hard to get here to then have your license revoked. Not only that, but also you don't want to hurt your patients. Like, that's not what you're there to do. But obviously mistakes happen and just have to be really, really careful. So I am doing a residency. A residency is basically they're going to be more hands-on with me as far as like orientation. Residency lasts about like a year. And honestly, like, from what I've heard, you get paid a little bit less, or like less in residency. But to be honest, I'd rather go through this process and do residency and like learn everything like really hands-on, because I feel like in nursing school you learn textbook stuff. Of course you get like clinicals and stuff like that, but it's not like you working. So obviously I'm going to be working, but I'm also going to be, I think they give me like homework or something. I'm not really too sure, but I'll definitely update you guys on my residency journey and how that's going and kind of explain it better. But from what I do know, it's a year long. They basically really teach you like in-depth stuff. So they have like a whole thing of what you're going to be learning every day, or like per week. And it's really cool. I'm happy about it because I didn't want to just get thrown in there. Like I said, even with that nurse, that she obviously had experience or whatever the case may be, and that medication error led her to have these consequences. Now, I'd rather take a year of like really honing in my skills and like really learning, as opposed to just being thrown in there for like 3 months orientation and then it's like, that's it, you do your thing, and if you mess up, that's your problem, right? So I really want to be the best nurse that I can be. So I feel like if you guys, you know, feel the way that I do and, want to obviously be more, I would definitely, when you graduate and look for a job, I would definitely do the new grad residency. It's such a great opportunity and it's really amazing, I think. And the hospital that I'm working for, obviously I'm not going to name it, but they've been doing this residency stuff for over 10 years, and every nurse that's gone through it has definitely become a great nurse. And they only pick like a couple candidates, which is great. They pick like 6 out of like a whole bunch of people that obviously, and I was definitely picked, so I was like, this is God, obviously. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna work at night because everybody has to start at night, which is fine, whatever. I just have to figure out how I'm going to manage that because I've never worked at night. I've never, dealt with that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well. And I'll definitely update you guys on that. Anyways, so yeah, I passed. Everything is great. I'm so happy I don't have to study anymore for now. I have to see after this year or what am I going to do with my psych NP. I heard my school that I graduated from is actually starting the program. So if they do start the program, I'll most likely end up back at my old school to get that done. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about anything, please comment below. And sorry for making this video so big, but it was a lot of things that I had to say. And yeah, for those of you who just graduated or in nursing school, good luck in nursing school. Good luck on your NCLEX. You got this, okay? And don't give up. And anybody else who just comes across this video and wants to do anything that's probably not even nursing or whatever the case may be, listen, you do what you do. And also remember, I know a lot of people feel like school is a waste of time or whatever. School is never a waste of time. Do what you want to do what you love, and work hard. Your brain is a terrible thing to waste. I quote Biggie Smalls. That is the quote I live by. I love that quote so much. If I could just listen. When I have kids, I'm going to be telling them your brain is a terrible thing to waste. Chill. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and hope to see you guys soon.